Hello winners! When I look back onto 2 or 3 years of my life, I realized that one thing which has contributed tremendously towards any success I have achieved in my life is consistency. Why consistency is so important? Because जब आप consistent होते हो ना तब आप पे भरोसा किया जा सकता है कि हाँ ये बंदा हर रोज काम करता है, इस पे भरोसा किया जा सकता है, and that increases your value. So if consistency is this much important in our lives, then why we fail to maintain consistency with our work? We will discuss about why behind we constantly fail to become consistent, and then we will discuss about what and how behind the consistency. As I always say, when why is clear, then how and what becomes very easy. So let's get started for today's video. When we are talking about consistency, number one personality which comes into our minds is विराट कोहली, मिस्टर कंसिस्टेंट. आरसीबी वर्सेस गुजरात लायंस के मैच में 55 गेंदों में 109 रन बनाने के बाद अपने एक इंटरव्यू में विराट कोहली कहते हैं कि कंसिस्टेंसी इज बोरिंग, इट्स एन कॉन्शियस एफर्ट्स. टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, इट्स मोर और लेस लाइक ईट, स्लीप, ट्रेन एंड रिपीट. So that's why consistency is hard. It's boring, and it's also not about whether you like the thing you are doing or not. For example, अगर आपको पिज्ज़ा पसंद है और अगले 1 साल तक आपको हर रोज पिज्ज़ा खिलाया जाए तो वो बोरिंग हो जाएगा. So it's like that. So now arises how to become consistent with our work. In order to become consistent, we just have to take care of these 3 things. Out of them, first one is set right expectations. Focus on the process rather than results. What do I actually mean by that? So take this example. If you want to lose your weight and if you set yourself a goal that by the end of this month I will lose 5 kgs or 10 kgs of weight, and then you start working on that thing, and at the end of the month if you see that you are not meeting your expectations, then you stop doing that work. You get demotivated because you have not achieved the result you have expected. So rather than following this process or rather than following that path, start focusing on the process. Instead of setting a goal to reduce a weight, we can do something like, by the end of this month I will put this much amount of effort in losing weight. So you can set that like you will work at least 20 or 30 minutes per day to lose a weight, and by the end of the month you will take down on how much days you actually followed the process. So that's how you can become consistent with your work. So always remind yourself that result is just a byproduct of the process you follow and not the end goal. Second thing which helps us to become consistent with our work is having a right kind of checkpoints and noting down your progress. From my perspective, I have observed this thing that whenever you see that you are reaching towards your goal or destination, then and then only it becomes easy for us to become consistent in that work. So take for example, if you want to move from Kolhapur to Pune, then in between road there are some checkpoints which are constantly telling you that Pune is 100 kilometers away, then Pune is 50 kilometers away, and finally you reach your destination. And those checkpoints are constantly giving you feedback about your journey, about your progress towards your goal. Like that, we also have to make some checkpoints in our path to our destination which constantly give us feedback about our progress. So in order to do that, what you can do is note down your daily progress. Like discussed in first point, we are focusing on process. Note down your progress. Like take a 30-day challenge and each day take one small step towards your goal, and note down that one small step into your journal. And by maintaining this journal for 21 days, you make a habit of taking action into the direction or into the progress of that goal, and that's how you become and you develop a consistency which is required to do things effortlessly. So make sure you are noting down your progress as well as marking the right kind of checkpoints. Now the third and final thing which we have to take care of is taking one step at a time. By this point, we have realized that how much important it is to become consistent in every aspect of our lives. But if you are trying to build 2 or 3 habits or trying to become consistent in 2 or 3 aspects of your life at one go, then it's not going to work. Because it's scientifically proven that each day we have limited amount of willpower we can use, and to develop a habit in initial days it requires a willpower. So instead of doing or practicing 2 or 3 habits at a time, like going to gym and maintaining a diet, what we can do is take one step at a time and try to develop one habit at one go. And once when you are done with one habit, then you can move forward towards another habit, and that's how you can develop a consistency in every aspect of your life. One bonus tip I would like to share from my personal experience is, even if you have achieved your goal by developing an consistency, don't stop there. Like, I developed a consistency in English speaking habit just to have an effective communication during my campus placements. But even after placements, I persisted and consistently practicing the daily English speaking, and it has tremendously affected the interpersonal communications I am having these days. But what happened, just 2 weeks back I stopped that practice, and it showed me how much difference it can make. It just vanished all the momentum I got from last 290 days, and yeah, it affects in very bad way to the momentum you have gained. So make sure you develop and maintain that momentum, and look how far and how beyond you can go into that thing. So that's all from my side. If you like this video, then make sure to share it with your friends and family. The word saying signing out until we meet again to add value in your life.